Cherissa. Welcome to or back to my channel, and welcome back to Vlogmas. Sorry I sound a little I'm definitely catching a cold, but the grind never stops. Anyway, today's video I will be sharing with you my tips on how to be a successful student in the new decade. So let's get into it. New year, new decade, new student. I was not always a successful student in high school. This is why I'm saying that anyone could do it, and now in the new decade is the perfect time to do it. Here are some things that I did to become a successful student. I mean, they worked. First things first, try to get as much sleep as possible. Self-care is very important when it comes to being successful in school. If you're staying up until 3 a.m. and waking up at 6 a.m. to go to school, that's not enough sleep. That's really unhealthy. I don't know how people pull all-nighters, but these all-nighters have got to stop. Everyone needs to be getting 8 hours of sleep, okay? Okay. Cool. The next important thing to be a successful student is take notes even if the professor or teacher says you don't have to. Sometimes teachers and professors trick you and they will say stuff that's going to be on the test, and you want to be the one that wrote it down and have it in your notes. Another way of being a successful student is studying every day. It doesn't have to be for 4 or 5 hours every day, maybe an hour or two every day. Make sure you are reviewing your notes, reading your textbook, doing practice problems every day. Make sure you are staying organized. For example, use a planner. I have 5 planners. Use planners to lay out your assignments, create your own study schedule, and even plan some self-care time. Using a planner and staying organized will help you be on top of your assignments and not turn in any late assignments, because we are not doing that this year. When it comes to being organized, you also need to keep all your study materials in one place. For example, keep all of your notebooks that you need for class, maybe on the bookshelf next to your desk or near your backpack. You also need to make sure your study space is neat. Don't have gum wrappers laying around your desk, your phone on your desk. Put that thing away. Anything that will be a distraction to you on your desk, clear it off. The only thing that needs to be on your desk while you're studying is only the materials you need for that particular subject. Another way of being organized next year is packing your bag the night before. That way, if you wake up late, your bag is already packed and all you have to do is grab it and get out that door, and you don't have to worry about missing a notebook or an assignment. This is very important. Keep your syllabus and refer to your syllabus. Your syllabus in college has all the assignments that are due that semester. Some professors don't even remind you about the due dates. They are just in the syllabus. So once you get your syllabus, open up your planner and put down the due dates for each of those assignments. Doing all the homework or low percentage assignments, if you do all of them, it adds up. So if you do mess up on a test, you have a cushion to fall back on. Also, if the professor sees that you do all the assignments, they might boost your 89 to a 90. Just saying. If you know in advance that you are going to miss a day, ask your teacher or professor what is going to be going on in class, and if there's any work that you can make up, or if they can give you the notes that you're going to miss. And letting them know ahead of time might prevent you from having an unexcused absence, because at my school, attendance is a part of the grade. Getting in a routine will help you be a successful student. For example, if you come home after school and just do your homework, it will be out of the way and then you can have your evenings free. But if you do have an after-school activity like a club or a sports practice, make sure you do your homework after that practice. This way your homework will be done at the same time every day and done at a reasonable hour. I think I mentioned this before, but removing distractions is very important. It is so easy just to grab your phone or type in Netflix on your computer when you're supposed to be studying. Turn off your phone or put it on the other side of the room where you can't reach it. There are apps on the computer where you can lock down certain websites like Netflix or YouTube if you're writing an essay on your computer or reading a textbook online. Maybe you have to remove yourself from friends. I have to do that because when I try to study with my friends, we just chit-chat, and that doesn't really benefit any of us. If you like to study with music, make sure it's instrumental music, not Beyonce. YouTube has a ton of videos on 3-hour instrumental concentration music. I like to use those personally. When you're studying, it's important to take frequent breaks and reward yourself. I like to study for about 50 minutes and take a 10-minute break. Maybe sometimes a reward would be a snack or my favorite candy or something. I also try not to touch my phone during my break. You will be on your phone for maybe like what you might think is like 2 minutes, but it turns into 20 minutes. Something that I found very very useful to me is creating a study plan every day of the tasks and assignments that I want to complete. For example, say I want to read 10 pages in my sociology textbook. I will write that on a piece of paper, and when I finish it, I can cross it off. You can also set study goals. If you want to study for 3 hours on a certain day, write it down, and when you accomplish that, just cross it off. This one is going to be hard for a lot of people to do, especially if you're a shy student like I used to be. Well, I think I still am. I still am a shy student. Asking questions. If you have a question during class, I recommend writing it down on your notes that you're taking and going up to the professor after class or doing office hours and ask him the question in private if you don't want to ask it in front of the class. If you are struggling in a class and need additional help, maybe asking one of your peers to help you, maybe one of your parents was good at a certain subject like math or physics, or going to a tutoring center. Making a friend or two in each of your classes might be very beneficial to you as well as them. If you miss a day, you can easily send them on text and ask them what you missed, and if they can send you the notes from today's lecture or something. If you're confused on an assignment or need extra help with that assignment, maybe you guys can meet up and help each other out on that assignment. But do not use this friend to chit-chat during class. You both need to be focused on the end goal, being a successful student. When it comes to essays, I would highly recommend downloading the browser extension Grammarly. When you're writing your essay, it will catch grammar mistakes, and it even sometimes recommends more sophisticated words. I also like to use text-to-speech website. I copy and paste my essay into that website and it reads it out loud to me. That way I can catch some mistakes. I've heard this one a lot and I think it kind of helps. It helps me when I'm preparing for presentations, but pretend you're going to be teaching this subject material to a class or to a person. That way you're more focused on learning the material and understanding it and becoming like an expert on it. Alright, these next two, very important. First, do not procrastinate. Do all of your homework as soon as you come home from school or get out of class or finish with sports practices or work. Do not go lay down and watch Netflix for what you say is going to be 30 minutes. 30 minutes turns into 3 hours. No, do your homework as soon as you get home. Second, do not cram. If you have a big test coming up next week, start studying for that big test now. Don't start studying for that big test the day before. When it comes to studying, you need to find your study space. Maybe that's the desk in your room. Maybe it's a library or the coffee shop. Do the homework that is the hardest or is going to take the longest first. That way you're able to get it out of the way. Some ways I like to study is making flashcards. They help me learn the material and develop an understanding of it. I also really like using Quizlet and taking practice tests online. With Quizlet, there are hundreds of sets for practically any subject that you are studying. You can also find practice tests from old quizzes that you've taken in class. Maybe you have a friend who took that class last year and has some of their old tests as well, which you could borrow. Here's a few extra tips that I use. Creating your own study schedule, which goes with using a planner. Say setting a due date 2 or 3 days before an assignment is due. That way, if you're confused on the assignment, you're able to get help if you need it, visit your professor during office hours, and make sure it's your best work. Participating in class is very important. If the teacher asks a question and you know the answer to it, raise your hand and answer it. If the teacher sees that you are participating in class, they might boost that 89 to a 90. Those are my tips and ways on being a successful student in the new decade. I hope you found these tips helpful and maybe you can put them to use in your academic career. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up and don't forget to comment and subscribe down below. Make sure you subscribe for more Vlogmas videos. Thank you guys so much again for watching this video. I hope you all have an amazing day and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye!